each side. They're located midship. They're about 6 meters, I think 22 feet long, so they're actually quite long under the water. And they work by basically keeping the ship upright against the waves and the effects of the waves. And they change pitch depending on the wave that hits them and also the speed that the ship is going. And they actually reduce the roll of the ship by 70%. So if you thought that the roll was bad over the last couple of days, it would have been 70% worse if we didn't have these stabilizers extended. And also these stabilizers, because they're so large, we actually have to house them when we're coming into port or picking up a pilot. And they also house automatically if we go under 6 knots, because at reduced speeds they actually just don't work very well. So yeah.
You can imagine stabilizers basically as a tails on the fish from the both sides. They're like wings, and they have gyroscopes, and they actually just counter the force of the sea.
Do they retract in, or do they fold?
They gotta house it.
They retract in and they take up all the space in the engine room, so the engineers have nowhere to walk around inside.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they house into their own little slots that are in the engine room.
Is there just two or multiple?
Just two, one on each side.
And now we start about you, how much fresh water you consume. At the highest consumption ever reached in a day was 880 cubes. As you can see, it's quite a lot. Even the average day is around 6 to 800, and the ship can produce approximately 100 cubes per hour, which is a lot. We have an evaporator machine, and we have RO, which is a reverse osmosis machine. We have 3 evaporators and on this ship, and we have 2 ROs. So basically, every time when the ship is underway, unless we are in some specific area where it is forbidden, we are producing the fresh water.
To fill up all the nice pools you guys swim in.
Exactly.
So it all produces. Yeah. We mineralize the distilled water produced by the evaporators, so it's all the same at the end. We perform analysis on all the water to make sure it's all the same quality once it's supplied to the showers and sinks, and yeah, it's all mixed together.
Yeah, the water is controlled on a daily basis. We are passenger ship, we are under strict supervision. So every day is controlled, and we can assure you that this water is as good, as not maybe even better than the one you can take ashore.
Why the two types of machines versus one or the other?
Because one type of the machine is being used for cooling the engine, and the other one is just how to say,
It's
it's more practical. For example, ROs are producing more, and evaporators are basically using the heat of the engine. So if the evaporators are not enough, we add the ROs. Of course, always depending on the demand and on the area and how much actually we need. Because we need to keep in mind that we cannot produce always maximum the water, because we need to consider various factors, as a stability, as now we have weather condition, whether we will take a bunker or fuel, or actually how many passengers we will have on board. So all of this is calculated, and then which is our staff captain, he is in charge for checking the stability and doing the calculations.
If you ever see him, he's a very stressed man because of the stability. This ship is very unstable.
Don't say that. He has to organize us.
They felt it the last couple of days. No, really, you're all safe. Don't worry.
Sorry, you had
Is there a question?
Diesel or electric?
Yeah, there's no Azipods on this ship. Only the Sun class has Azipods, the newest one. We're still old school.
And now we will talk about bridge team, which is basically Rebecca and me here. So most of the people